I don't watch the YouTube channel Good Morning Mythical, but I know about Rhett and Link. Those are the two hosts seen there. In this picture, right, one of them's doing a fake mustache with the 666 on his hand. And speaking of that, uh, I'm forgetting which one's Rhett and which one's Link. I think this guy's Link in the jean jacket, and this guy's Rhett here. So Link is doing 666 in the Eye of Horus over Rhett. Probably just a humongous coincidence. They have no idea about Freemasonry or anything, I'm sure, right? Link is doing one-eye symbolism, plus he voted, right? Left, right, Democrat, Republican, blah, 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 blah. Like, it really matters, right? It's not all controlled or anything. He's got the Freemason checkerboard reflecting in his glasses there. They're both wearing the Freemason checkerboard and sitting on the Freemason checkerboard. Rhett is doing the vow of silence. Link is wearing a NASA shirt. Link is wearing another NASA shirt. Totally legit, right? Popular YouTube channel that a lot of people follow. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I watched a video from our brother Mike at Joyful Exile. Mike, if you see this video and wonder why I'm using your content, I think it's important. I'm going to show it here. Mike, if you have a problem, please comment or message me, let me know, and I'll take it down. I just want the truth to get out there. I love Jesus. Mike, you love Jesus. We're trying to get the truth out there. Maybe I'm a little bit on the conspiracy theory side with all my Freemason exposing. I'm not, but that's what a lot of people think. But Rhett and Link here, let's watch a bit of Mike's video because I think it's very good and very telling to go along with the signs and symbols that we just saw.
I remember after church every Sunday, I would tell Christy, I'm not who they think I am. They think I'm clamping my eyes shut because I'm having such a meaningful experience, but I'm clamping my eyes shut because I can't find anything.
But I took a second to go one layer deeper and to look at the answers to the Christian answers that I had been given all my life. And that was when I realized that this Jesus thing was very, very messy.
Rhett says this Jesus thing is very, very messy. The world is messy. Jesus, he lived a perfect sinless life, fully man, fully God, went to the cross, shed his precious blood, was buried and resurrected 3 days later, according to the scriptures, the Holy Bible, cut and dried, cut and paste, simple. God made it about him and his works. No one is a good enough person. No one is a good person. We're all fallen sinners. No one can save themselves. No one's good works save them. Only the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, which is very clear in this world. People ignore it. People mock it. People comment on it. But it's so clear and it's so clean that I don't know why people have a problem with it, but this world is very fallen. So again, Rhett has a problem with Jesus because Jesus is very messy. What he said.
I was no longer choosing to live according to those.
I'm just not a Christian anymore, and it's really good.
Give me a break.
Rhett McLaughlin and Link Neal, entertainers and YouTube sensations.
I will point out that Rhett is doing the Uttara Bodhi Mudra with his hands. Probably a big coincidence again, right, everybody?
Hosts of the immensely popular Good Mythical Morning channel and Ear Biscuits podcasts. Abraham Piper, John Piper's son and TikTok sensation. Joshua Harris, author.
Joshua Harris, after he deconstructed, in quotes, after he quit being a Christian, I don't think he ever was, after he quit being a Christian, he put out a book or an article or something online where he's doing one-eye symbolism very clearly. Many people have pointed that out. Probably just another big coincidence. Hey, everybody.
Author of the popular book, I Kissed Dating Goodbye. Marty Sampson, former Hillsong worship leader and songwriter. Paul Maxwell, former Desiring God contributor, former philosophy professor at Moody Bible Institute. These men have turned away from the Christian faith. Some call it deconstruction, but that's really just another word for apostasy. In other words,
Amen.
they're just non-Christians now. And not just non-Christians, they're now essentially anti-Christians who are loudly proclaiming their new non-Christian worldviews. John Cooper, lead singer for the Christian rock band Skillet, got it right when he posted, "What is happening in Christianity? More and more of our outspoken leaders or influencers who were once faces of the faith are falling away, and at the same time, they are being very vocal and bold about it. Shockingly, they still want to influence others. For what purpose? As they announce that they are leaving the faith. I am stunned that the seemingly most important thing for these leaders who have lost their faith is to make such a bold new stance, basically saying, I've been living and preaching boldly something for 20 years and led generations of people with my teachings, and now I no longer believe it. Therefore, I'm going to boldly and loudly tell people it was all wrong, while I boldly and loudly lead people into my next truth. I'm perplexed why they aren't embarrassed, humbled, ashamed, fearful, confused. Why be so eager to continue leading people when you clearly don't know where you are headed?" Let's take a look at the quote-unquote deconstruction of these men. Rhett and Link used to be missionaries and for Campus Crusade for Christ, now known as CRU, staff members. In February of 2020, both Rhett and Link each posted videos that were nearly 2 hours long explaining their deconstruction.
I had never looked at the evidence.
2 hours long.
Uttara Bodhi Mudra again. Just saying.
Explaining their deconstruction.
I had never looked at the evidence revolution. I had read books about it written by people who didn't believe in it. I was even further troubled, right? And so I'm losing my faith in the Old Testament, but I'm also losing my faith in those same Christian thinkers who have said all this stuff that, like, guys, this is solid as a rock. You can stake your entire life on these truths and they'll always be vindicated. This was like a kind of a breath of fresh air for me, honestly, coming to California with all these doubts. I found these Christians who had these doubts, Christians who saw the Bible differently. But I took a second to go one layer deeper and to look at the answers to the Christian answers that I had been given all my life. And that was when I realized that this Jesus thing was very, very messy. By far, to me personally, the most compelling and seemingly reasonable view was that the Gospels appear to be a mix of religious propaganda as well as actual history. I was creating God in my own image, as opposed to God creating me in his image.
I remember after church every Sunday, I would tell Christy, I'm not who they think I am. They think I'm clamping my eyes shut because I'm having such a meaningful experience, but I'm clamping my eyes shut because I can't find anything. I felt fed up with this phony feeling every week, and I felt like it was on me, but I started to question if it was worth it. You just can't know. And I started to feel it was more likely that he didn't actually raise from the dead.
Link says there, you just can't know. And I don't think it was likely that Jesus raised from the dead. As a true born-again Christian that is not a perfect person, that I'm not wagging my finger here, I am baffled. Not really, because again, the world is so sold out. These guys have a popular YouTube channel. They're popular, etc., right? They want to have celebrities on their shows. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to be a Christian and stand up for what is true and what is right. They want things to go their way. They don't want to stand up for the hard truths in this world. I am baffled by these people because eternity is on the line. Oh, Jesus dying on the cross and resurrecting? I don't think that's possible. Like, what are these people even talking about? People would rather have fame, fortune, and success in this short life that we all live. No one knows when they're going to die. than to stand up firm for the truth of Jesus and the Bible and what Jesus has done, his death, burial, and resurrection, and what we should all be doing as a world, not giving into celebrity, not giving into sin, and like we're all sinners that fall way short of God. I'm not trying to put myself above anyone ever. I don't have this all figured out. I'm a Christian that's learning and growing every single day with my brothers and sisters in the body of Christ. I don't appreciate this at all. These people are celebrities. What a surprise that they do signs and symbols. What a surprise that they wear NASA shirts. What a surprise that they're, I don't think that Jesus character is quite accurate. I don't know. Like, it is embarrassing, and I'm always disappointed in the world because the world sucks. People are so fallen. People don't care about Jesus and truth. They care about themselves, which is selfish, self-absorbed, prideful, and many more things.
Of course, nothing Rhett or Link said are unanswerable questions for Christians. They argue against apologists like Lee Strobel, Josh McDowell, Tim Keller, and Ravi Zacharias. But not only are Rhett and Link's arguments not at all conclusive.
You know, my number one pet peeve when it comes to the culture war and origins is that people will allow evolutionists to talk about evolution like it's fact, like it's absolutely proven, and be intimidated when it comes to talking about creationism as though there's absolutely no fact or no science on our side. And nothing could be further from the truth. The fact of the matter is there's actually more scientific evidence on our side than there is on theirs. And there's more presupposition on their side than there is on ours.
They never mention deep.
I just want to say, I really like preacher, pastor Vadi Bakum. He is very sound. He is very passionate. He's not afraid to say the truth. I like most or all of what he says. Again, I'm not coming out in 100% support of him, right? Some of you might have a problem with him for some reason. He's a Southern Baptist kind of guy. I don't get into the Baptist movement at all or whatever. I have been baptized, but Vadi Bakum, when he speaks about God and the Bible, he speaks a lot of truth and he stands firm on things. I really like what he has to say, especially coming against so many people that are like right now, this video is about deconstructionism, like people deconstructing from their faith. It is a bunch of people that I'm not sure were Christians to begin with that are coming out and saying things that go against God, go against the truth. And again, I'm just going to let the video go.
Deeper, philosophical, arguably stronger arguments made by apologists such as Gordon Clark, Greg Bonson, and Cornelius Van Til.
And truth. Scripture teaches us that God upholds the world and carries the universe along to its intended destination. Therefore, we have a justification that satisfies the preconditions necessary for the intelligibility of the uniformity in nature. All human experience, let me say it again, all human experience depends upon the uniformity in nature. All human experience is dependent upon the principle of induction. Our opponents will assume this all night. They're doing it right now. They'll not, however, be able to justify their appeals to it given their atheistic presuppositions. The Christian worldview denies what atheists like Dr. Clark and Mr. Ellis claim about reality, that it is simply matter in motion or that all that exists is the material universe. The Christian worldview maintains that there are material and immaterial aspects to reality and our existence, and will demonstrate their dependence upon the triune God.
In an article titled, "Let's Deconstruct a Deconversion Story, the Case of Rhett and Link," Elisa Childers notes concerning Rhett, he suggested that if all of these apologists and theologians were to recant their stories and change their opinions, their livelihoods would be at stake. Aside from the fact that most apologists have day jobs, this leads to a fair question. What would Rhett and Link stand to lose if they didn't capitulate to culture on an issue like same-sex marriage? Would Jack Black and Daniel Radcliffe guest star on their YouTube channel if they held to the biblical doctrine of marriage and homosexuality? How would it affect their revenue streams and net worth
Money
to remain faithful Christians in today's culture climate? Whatever their motivations, two things seem...
Once more, right? If they came out as Christians against abomination and sin that God hates, like homosexual marriage, transgenderism, etc., which are very popular right now, Let's take a look again. That Rhett is doing the Uttara Bodhi Mudra with his hands. Probably a humongous coincidence, right, everybody? And Link and Rhett together, right? So if they came out as true Christians against homosexuality, which is what God believes, against transgenderism, what God believes, do you think they'd have Jack Black and Daniel Radcliffe, the atheist, right, on their show? Do you think they'd be as popular? You think they'd make as much money, in quotes? No, they wouldn't. They're looking out for them. They're looking out for their money. That's what they're doing. They deny God, and they want money, fame, fortune, success, celebrity, etc.
Clear. First, Rhett and Link do not have any answers. They're just turning away from Christianity, which we would argue does have answers. And second, rejecting Christianity makes it much easier for Rhett and Link to maintain and expand their popularity in a culture that hates biblical values. Abraham Piper is John Piper.
I'll leave it there for now, brothers and sisters. Again, Brother Mike, I love you. I love your channel. I love what you're doing. So if you want me to take this video down because I used your content, just let me know. I don't want to get a strike or anything. I'm just trying to get the truth out there. I love Jesus. I hate lies. I hate deceivers. I want to point them out. And again, I show signs, symbols, agendas on this channel, but I do want to share things with my brothers and sisters so we all can come together and realize and see what the world's doing, see what YouTube is doing, see what's getting pushed and promoted, see what's getting not pushed and promoted. Brothers and sisters, everyone else, God bless you.